Hey chat, trying to get through today. I have another month of this shit. Another month of this shit. I I know that in the grand scheme of things, like this is barely like a freaking millisecond compared to the rest of my life. So I have to stay strong. I want to live. I can't explain how it feels. I can try, and I've been trying. I don't need to explain, except for the reason that I wish people understood how serious this is. People usually go with the terms trapped in your body. That's not anywhere near how it feels. It's like being chained down to an asteroid millions of light years from any kind of civilization, and that you know that you will spend the rest of your life chained to an asteroid with nothing but darkness around you. No socializing, no hope, no dreams. That's how bad this is. That no matter how much people think that I might be attractive, that no matter how much I might feel attractive myself, that I went through mostly completely irreversible puberty. My hands, while there may be a surgery out there, would be experimental and dangerous. I might lose the ability to even use my hands. It's out the window.
Добрый день, Господа.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
I was supposed to be preparing. I would be in the hospital. I would be in the hospital right now if my doctor didn't get COVID. That you have something so tangibly close that it was so close. And then COVID took it away. And I know that it's not the same as losing somebody forever. That so many people out there have had to lose a loved one and go with Thanksgiving or a Christmas or a Hanukkah or any kind of holiday like Kwanzaa or Ramadan without a family member. But and I know that I am allowed to have my own trauma, that I can't compare what I felt to anyone else, because I will still be getting my surgery. This is not forever. It's only a month. In fact, it's probably going to go by lightning fast. But to have something so close and to feel so happy, only to have it pulled away at the last second, literally like 20 or 30 minutes after the call that was confirming that the surgery would happen. To have at the last moment your surgeon testing positive for COVID after I went through so much pain to isolate myself, to keep myself away from people so I would not catch COVID. And this is 100% not my fault. And the thing is I feel like I'm not allowed to be upset when I totally am. To feel like there's absolutely no hope when there is. When you literally know that help is on the way. When you literally know that all you have to do is hold on. Just a fucking month. And yet you still feel devastated. You still feel like you had a permanent loss. And then you extend this feeling for years. It's one thing if you're not expecting it. It's one thing if you have, resigned. But when you know that you need something and you have wielded the forces of nature around you to make it happen, literal magic, and yet forces out of your control take it away from you again and again and again for a lifetime. That anytime I get even a millimeter close to exactly what will make me feel truly happy, it gets pulled from underneath me. Sorry. You can't have this. That's for other people to have. And the fucked up part is I'm not the only one affected by this, and I feel selfish. And I know that I'm allowed to be selfish, that this is my moment. This is my time. This would have been my surgery. One of two. Both basically equal. The genital surgery being, more important, in my opinion. But it's like having oxygen or water. You can't survive without either of them. Maybe oxygen is more important than water, but if you have oxygen and no water, you're still going to die. If you have water and no oxygen, you're still going to die. And here's the thing, is I know that it's right around the corner, and I know that I'm going to make it to it. But I continually pay the price. And there's no alternative. There's no real alternative. Because I know what people go through. At this point, the genie is out of the fucking bottle. There's no going back. There's no fucking going back. Even if I could. As painful as all of this is, as waiting for years on wait lists, on having the rug pulled from underneath you time and time again, I still wouldn't trade it for being in the closet. I still wouldn't trade it for pretending to live a happy life. As much as this is suffering, it's only the same as... It's the same kind of suffering as... Maybe not in the most extreme example, but as pulling out a splinter from your eyeball, popping your arm back into its socket, making a tourniquet, sometimes you have to experience pain in order to relieve the pain. And I know this. And I don't expect anyone else to go through this. I don't expect other people who have gender dysphoria the way I do. I don't expect them to have the kind of resolve I have. Some people wait until they're 60, 70, 80 years old. I can't do that. I can't. The genie's out of the bottle, and I have the opportunity now. But they keep pulling the rug from underneath me again and again and again. And there is no alternative but to suffer through it, because I want to live. Do you understand? I want to live. I want to be free. I want to be done. Not in the way of forcing myself into a closet That ship has fucking sailed. And I wouldn't want to go back. Even if I could. I would refuse. This train ain't stopping. And we're not gonna get derailed. And if we do, we got no choice but to keep walking. Even if it's hundreds of miles. We're gonna crawl if we need to. I get one body. One life. And I have the option to have the medical treatments that are necessary for me to be truly happy. Something that I never thought would be even possible because of a lack of money. But I took the forces of nature around me and I demanded that this happen. And it is. Some people will never understand this because they're cisgender or they don't have the same kind of dysphoria I have. I pulled the really fucking unlucky straw in so many ways. I pulled one unlucky straw, I pulled a second unlucky straw, then a third, a fourth, a fifth. At that point, I just kept pulling the worst one because I thought that that was normal. And it started accumulating. Hey, last round. In case you're wondering, my surgery was supposed to be today. Yeah. But my doctor got COVID. And it's thankfully, rescheduled about a month from now. And this past month has crawled by so slowly. And I know I can't expect this next month to also crawl slowly. I also can't expect it to go by quickly. All I can do is take it one day at a time. But unfortunately, my brain, one of the fucking unlucky straws I drew, was a brain that is wired in a way that doesn't take things one day at a time, but takes things 1 millisecond at a time. Do you understand? Do you understand what that does to a person? When you're floating in outer space, waiting for an asteroid to pick you up and take you to where you need to be. And to everyone else around you, it comes by and it's almost immediately, faster than light to most people because most people are able to function in a way where they can take things one day at a time or even 1 week at a time. Life just flies by for them. In some ways, that's bad. Because they don't know what they have. And it, falls through their fingers like sand. Before they know it, they've missed their life. But I have this opposite problem where I'm not able to be happy because I'm experiencing life at such a higher degree of focus that every millisecond is felt. And I am not exaggerating. That I exist in a timelessness that I don't know if I can ever explain to people. Because most people have this alternative vision of things. I have no idea how they see me. Because I can see them. And to me, everyone looks like they're oblivious. And they act that way. That it's like you're trying to explain to people what's going on and they're clueless. It's almost like you're going insane. But I know I'm not. And every now and then you meet somebody who's able to slow down and actually listen. People like you. I think out of all people who watch Twitch streams or who are streamers themselves, especially streamers, are maybe like one of the few types of people who actually understand me. I feel like in order to be a streamer, you have to have this kind of ability. To be a content creator, to be a performer. But there's a difference between having the skill to do it and having the brain that's forcibly wired to do it. Do you understand? That a whole day and it'll never be exactly what I say it is, of course. Because, I'm just trying to articulate what this feeling is, and I'll never be able to portray it. I could try doing it through some kind of performance art, through writing, through music, but it'll never, ever be communicated the way it actually feels. And it's not that I can't function, because I've learned how to mostly function. But in some cases, mostly is as good as zero. Because if it's not all the way, it may as well not be. May as well not even started. Some things, you update a game 99% of the way, you still can't play it. And this is assuming it's a game that doesn't partially install. But there's literally nothing I can do but try to cope through it. every single day for the rest of my life. Because this is not some kind of disease that you can cure. I do take a mood stabilizing medicine that reduces meltdowns, that has shown research to treat autism. But you can't undo your entire identity that has been wired into your brain. Not easily, anyway. And not by any kind of medicine. It's a spiritual journey. It's something that just you have to suffer through. And either you show up or you don't. And I don't even want to say what not showing up means. I can't even say it. Even if I could say it, I'm not going to say it. Because it's not an option. There is one option, which is to live. In the end of the day, we don't know what comes after this life. It might just keep going on where you left off. So you may as well figure out how to keep going. Because it's gonna be the same anyway. Won't change a thing. And if anything, it might make it worse. You don't know. None of us know. We don't know what comes after this. And if you have faith enough to get you through that and cope with that, that's fine. Some people believe in an afterlife. Some people believe in no afterlife. Some people believe in reincarnation. Some people believe in eternal life. It doesn't matter. Yeah, expectations definitely fuck with your head. But then if you abandon expectations entirely, you end up having no hope. You end up completely numb, which is a different kind of pain. And at this point, I know too much. You cannot put the genie back into the fucking bottle. Pandora's box has been opened. Once you start understanding identity, there's no going back, whether it's gender or anything else. Because there is no other existence except for your own interpretation of who you are in relationship to your environment. That's it. Even if we had magical powers, we would still be experiencing our own consciousness in an environment. Even if we're an amoeba with no brain, we would still be some kind of being interpreting an environment. Outer space, underground, underwater, doesn't matter. We're all, every single thing that is alive that's what it boils down to. So you can't fight it. You just can't. It's self-defeating. All you can do is suck it up and do the fucking best you can with what you got. Because even if we died and there's no consciousness whatsoever and we just cease to exist, there is something that's left behind in the universe. You are made of matter. Something remains. And there's some things we don't understand. There may be what we know as a soul might actually be a physical entity, might actually be a physical part of the universe. And it's going to find a home. It's going to make its way back to whatever feels like home. So I choose to keep this home that I have. I'm not going to try to change it in a way where it would be permanently gone, which would be an irreversible decision. And the only irreversible decision is death. Any other decision you make is an alteration of your host body, and those are fine, because as long as I'm doing that, I'm remaining in the current form. But if you make a decision to never have the chance to move forward again and lose the only body you have, and any potential physical part of you that is some kind of entity that can live on past it, that would then find a new host, would never be the same. And you don't know if it's better. You don't know if it's worse. You don't even know if it's just the same thing. Like it just goes to an alternate reality or something where you're exactly the same person or something. And then you literally, what did you accomplish? Nothing. Except potentially losing everything. That you put all this work, it's like deleting your character in a video game that you've worked hard on to get all those items, to get all those levels, all those stats. To throw that away and start over, possibly in a server with lower population, in a server that's possibly has rarer drops, and then you still have to do it again? That's not a risk I'm willing to take, and it shouldn't be a risk anyone's willing to take. Because as much as we're suffering here, at least we know what it is. It's the only existence we know. So yeah, I mean, I could try day in and day out to try to articulate what these experiences are, so that maybe we can find the right answer, or at least we can find the right way to say it so that people can understand it and stop hurting us. It's not the same experience as what most people feel. I'm pretty damn sure. Because it's different. It's not the same as just learning how to accept your body. It's not the same as just, trying to find some alternative. There is no alternative. Luckily, I have the ability in this day and age and in my geographical location and my very specific circumstances, I'm able to have these surgeries paid for. But mark my words, if the only choice I had was to do it or not do it, and if I had to go into debt for the rest of my life in order to get it, I would 100,000,000% do it. That's all there is to it. Hey, Krugs. Thank you for stopping by. Sorry, I haven't been interactive. I needed to say some things.